Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my domain. How's everyone doing? I'm doing good, and as you can see from the title of the video, we are going to be talking about the amazing world of Gumball. I thought it would be fitting to talk about this great show with the announcement of the new season coming out and with all the hype that it's been getting on TikTok. But this sparks the question for me, because hey, I may have a little bit of main character syndrome, but as far as I'm concerned, nobody was really talking about this show when I was growing up. Like, I know for a fact half the people that post about the amazing world of Gumball never really watched it growing up. So that's got me thinking, how the hell has this show got the whole world in a chokehold right now? And it's not even really about the show. I mean, you can go on TikTok, scroll down, you might never have known what the amazing world of Gumball is, but you would have seen this sticker under the comments. And it's weird because not too long ago, I remember this exact thing happening with regular show. Like, I would hear no hype about regular show growing up. Any social media wouldn't really be seeing it, and out of nowhere, boom, it's all over TikTok. And with those two shows being talked about, it's only fitting that the third show of the big three of Cartoon Network gets talked about: Adventure Time. Anyways, let's get into why Gumball is still so relevant to this day. So everyone knows Gumball for their really up-to-date jokes, references of pop culture and all different types of things. I mean, shit, we've literally watched Gumball turn into a Super Saiyan. But how does this link to relevancy? Well, Gumball is very good at picking out specific trendy subjects that may contribute to their publicity. In other words, they're just pretty fucking good at cat farming, which gives them the opportunity to branch out to wider audiences and different social media platforms. For example, what I said before, TikTok. There's a lot of pop culture inside of Gumball that is still relevant to this day within TikTok. But why does it work so well for the amazing world of Gumball? I mean, there's plenty of other TV shows that go through the same tactic to try and stay relevant, but aren't as relevant as Gumball is today. Well, I personally believe it's because of how well Gumball slowly started influencing pop culture and real life events into their content. Like, Gumball didn't always start off like this. Like, before, they had like little weird storylines, a totally different design style, and they even had different voice actors. And if you pay attention closely, a lot of the shows that were created in the 2010s but are still relevant till this day have either one of the three, if not all three, of what I just mentioned. Teen Titans Go came back and gave us all of the characters that we remember, but put a twist on them and made them even more likable to the younger audience. Hence why they're still relevant to this day. You could even argue that Ninja Go even tried to change the narrative into more nowadays perspective by trying to make Cole gay. Family Guy wasn't made in the 2010s, but as you can see from the start till now, they've clearly had a lot of different changes in terms of humor, but all relevant to what was happening at their respective times. But enough of all the nerd talk about how Gumball has the world cradled in his arms like a newborn baby. Let's get into some of my personal favorite pop culture references and just episodes of the amazing world of Gumball. So, the Uncle. This is one of my favorite episodes of recent Gumball, at least, because going off of my memory, I remember that this episode was basically just about Gumball trying to endure the pain of Ocho being an absolutely psychotic character just to meet his uncle because he thought it was Super Mario. The episode basically shows how unlikable Ocho really is. I mean, I'm sure almost everybody watching this video has had a friend or someone that they knew that was a bit, annoying, maybe crazy, but you just couldn't get away from them. Well, that was Ocho. After Gumball found out that Ocho's uncle just wasn't Mario, or maybe he wasn't, just a really, really trash version of him, he didn't really want to stick around. But no. What Gumball seemed to fail to understand is that Ocho is not one of them friends that you can just let go. No, in fact, this guy is quite literally the King Von of Elmore. Well, this isn't one of my favorite episodes because of Ocho, but because of the absolute peak that was created in this episode, which is easily one of the best Cartoon Network songs of all time.
It's been a nightmare being your friend, so it's time for the charade to end. can't say goodbye.
Oh, how I love this song. Honestly, as a kid, I could recite this word for word without fail. This episode has to go down as one of the greatest Gumball episodes solely because of that moment. Moral of the video: if you're ever trying to pursue something, anything, especially if it's to do with some sort of media content creation, be persistent. Because if you keep on going for all these years, eventually you'll find success in yourself. Because you know that you tried your best. Just like the amazing world of Gumball. Stay tuned for season 7. I'm going to make a video on it as soon as it comes out.